and I are all packed up in the Jeep and we have started our day. It's a cold morning, cold rainy morning in Virginia, and we are headed to the Uwharrie National Forest in North Carolina to meet my son Jacob for 3 or 4 days camping. If this is something you're interested in, please stick around for the video. The Uwharrie off-road trails are not open until April 1st, but it's his spring break from college, and we're just going to run some of the forest trails that are out there and do some camping and have a good time. So, like I said, if this is something you're interested in, please stick around for the video. We'll see you in North Carolina. All right, Jacob and I met up in Troy, North Carolina, and then it was a short trip from Troy to the Uwharrie National Forest, and so we're kind of on the backside of it, not quite up to the lake complex. So we're just on some forest roads, and this is kind of going to be what it is. They've gotten a lot of rain over the last couple days, so things might be a little slippery. But we're going to be just sticking to forest roads and just hanging out and camping. So this is more about just some family time more so than anything else. All right, guys, we came off the North Carolina 109 into the east side of the state forest. Got off the paved surface and then came into the national forest. And then we took a left down Cotton Place, which kind of drives along the Uwharrie River. We found a couple campsites down there and decided to keep on going. It's one of the rules I follow is you try not to take the first campsite you see, because you never know what you're going to find along the trail. We drove on down toward the Dutch John trailhead and that complex where you can access most of the off-road trails. Like I said, they're closed this time of year. And then we followed that on down to the Uwharrie River until we couldn't go any further, and then we came back up toward the main road. That continues on as you go over to where the paid campgrounds are. Prior to that is a shooting range, and as we were kind of climbing a hill, we saw a campsite off to the left, and that's kind of where we're at right now. There's a campsite lower below us, and we had to climb up kind of a little steep incline just to get to where we're at, but there's no one in the state forest right now, so we kind of had the whole place to ourselves. Good night's sleep last night. It was nice and quiet, no one around, and it's going to be a kind of overcast day today, but we're going to go out and explore some more of the forest roads, and then I think we're going to camp by the lake tonight. So we had a good night last night catching up, sitting around the campfire, and got some rest. We're going to get our morning started with some coffee and get camp packed up and head the road. All right, guys, we came down with one of the trails that was not blocked off here in the Uwharrie National Forest. Of course, this time of year, the off-road trails are closed. They're also doing a prescribed burn, but they got a lot of the forest road trails blocked off too. But One that they don't leads down to this lake down a pretty steep hill, and there's a bunch of campsites, and I think we're gonna come back here tonight to camp, but let me show you around. So we came from up there, and then it leads right down to the water, and it's a beautiful spot down here. With all the rain they've gotten, it's a muddy climb back up, but it's I think it flattens out right here, and there's some fire rings, but that's where we came from, and the camera doesn't do it justice, but it's a pretty steep climb out of here with a bunch of water boards to deflect the water off the road. One thing about the time of the year and the road muddy coming down, I don't think anybody else is going to come down here, so it looks like we'll have another night all to ourselves. Most of the day driving down roads just like this, you know, Forest Service roads, well maintained, just kind of checking out the national forest. Like I said, a lot of stuff is closed because of the prescribed burns that have been going on, and of course the off-road trail park area has been closed since December, as they do work on the trails and everything else. So we're headed back down to the lake where we were earlier today to camp for the rest of the afternoon and evening. So it should be a really nice setup when we get down there. All right, we made our way back down to the reservoir and set up camp. Sam got to play by the water a little bit as we got camp set up and got everybody level. We broke the tarp out and got camp set up for dinner time. Finally got the fire rolling, and as we transitioned tonight, we brought out our night ranger, and then this is the view over the lake as the sun started to set. One-lane bridge here. They've had a lot of rain here lately, so the water is like right up against this thing.
Keep it like that unless make it sound like I'm trying to tell you something that I don't know how to explain.
Oh, okay.
Because that's kind of what that sounded like.
All right.
Not to like bring your confidence down on that, but.
Oh, I'm shaking now. I don't know what to do.
Sammy, what you doing, bud?
All right, after a couple good days in the Uwharrie National Forest, we found one campsite up on a hill and the other campsite down by the reservoir. And it was a good couple days. Again, we didn't go there to hit the off-road trails. We went there to do a little bit of overlanding and some camping and get caught up and just spend some quality time together. There's a storm coming in tonight from the south that I think is going to bring some heavy rain and high winds, and then tomorrow there's supposed to be snow. So I think we're going to head on home and kind of skip all of that weather being out and about, because by the time we got up in the morning it looks like we'd have to be packing up at the end or in the midst of all the rain and the temperature change. So we saw some cool things. You know, right now we're sitting here at the Pisgah covered bridge site. We're just a little bit south of Asheboro, North Carolina right now, and so we figured we'd check this out. You know, I bet it would have been a cool time when that was the only way to cross this creek. Yeah, it was good to relax. It was a nice couple days away. Jacob's finishing up his spring break, so I think we'll go spend an evening or two at home, and then he'll be back to school. So,
Sammy, you want to say bye?
wave. Hope you guys enjoyed the video. The climb coming out of our campsite last night was pretty cool. Here we are at the covered bridge. This is Dan, Jacob, and Sam from Fisher Jeep Adventures, and we'll see you on the trail.